But first, let's go to Tony Seabrook. A huge win over the weekend for West Australians. You know, of course, he's from the Pastoralists Association. He's pushed hard to oppose the legislation the government had brought in to change the ball game, really, for every farmer across WA, but also anyone who's got a decent-sized home block are also impacted. Tony Seabrook, thank you for your time. I got to say to you and the Pastoralists and Graziers Association in WA, you're the president, but a fantastic result to see the end of these laws. I want to know, my viewers want to know, are you confident they're going to scrap the whole box and dice, or are you worried this could come back some other time?
Peter, we're worried. And let's not pop champagne corks here. The announcement in the paper on Saturday isn't altogether the truth. This act has not been axed. The minister I spoke to about half an hour ago, they're still pursuing amendments to the act. So we're a long way from getting out of trouble yet.
Okay, so what they're saying to you, they're going to make a bad act less bad as opposed to repealing the whole thing. Is that what it is?
Peter, you've nailed it in one. The minister simply said, we're prepared to change this and change that. And I said, well, we're not backing off, not for 1 second, until the act is actually seriously changed through Parliament, not through regulation, but through Parliament. The pressure will not come off. He's got a problem, but we've got a problem too, because the headline news on Saturday isn't altogether the truth.
Oh, well, I'm glad I've got you on the show tonight, because certainly that's the read of so many. Even Michaelia Cash, WA Senator, just on before. I guess there's a lot of support for you around Australia now, because there are other states. I've been contacted by farmers in Gippsland in Victoria. They are terrified that under the Federal Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek, what you're fighting against in WA is on the way to every farming community right around Australia. How true do you think that is?
Oh, Peter, you're on the money. Absolutely. You know, there's a movement out there within government to curtail so many of our freedoms. And I'm absolutely certain that if they get away with it in WA, it'll be visited upon everybody else. The one thing I am certain of is that the Cook government over here must be copying a huge amount of pressure from their federal counterparts, because the impact on the voice of this particular legislation is now really starting to mount. And I'd say to anyone, don't you think they're separate items? They are not. You know, one will lead to the other, and the voice will create just as much chaos and trouble for us as this act in WA is right now.
All right, Tony, I know you've got a big rally tomorrow. I'm going to stay close to you this week so I can report back to my audience and get a sense of how you're going in the government, against the government with negotiations. Thank you, as always.